What's going on, everybody? Gustav the 13th here with another video. Finally, we get another banner suit. But we are talking about the prototype Zeta Gundam X1. I never thought in a million years that we would actually get this suit. But here we are. It's a 500 cost suit, raid, forgotten space, so it's space compatibility. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, it's 2-star hell because, I mean, I got it in the discount spin. I'm sure for a lot of other people, it's probably not going to be that easy. But let's get into this here. So we're talking beam rifle, not bad. 2000 baseline, 5 ammo, range of 400. So not super crazy reach, especially considering some of the reach of other general suits at this cost. And you're going to hear me say stuff like that a lot about this suit because it's good, but there are always better things. And it's kind of the running theme with suits like this, but it's kind of is what it is. Beam Saber is 2200, cooldown time of 2.5, and it's got a little bit of liberty here with giving us a clay bazooka strap. 70 power, 3 ammo, 150 range. Honestly, that 150 range goes a good ways, at least on neutral targets that aren't moving too much. Once you get into other stuff, and of course into other suits, but the shrapnel itself surprisingly can reach out a decent amount. And also the X1 beam rifle has a rapid shot, so 2 bursts from this, and it's also ammo based. 2 bursts from this typically gets a stun on most things. Moving on over to the stats here, we have 1700 health on this. We got 17 ballistic resistance, beam resistance of 21, melee resistance of 16, range strength of 30, and a melee strength of 15. So obviously it's not a 2 melee suit or anything crazy like that. As you saw, it also doesn't really have Vulcan, so like you're doing a lot of your stuns neutral, which means having enough stuff to cycle through to take advantage of that range is still important. I do wish that its baseline melee was a little bit higher, but the melee can do a decent amount. That being said, not surprising that the beam resistance is the highest thing defense-wise on this. I would say you should probably put a little bit more into melee resistance in general, just because you have stuff like the TR5. You have a bunch of other melee-heavy raid suits that are going to be getting on your ass too. And try to shore up ballistic because, as you'll see, I think in one of the matches that we're going to throw in there, there is a high chance of you running into the Lodo, which is all ballistic, right? And a pain in the ass with the range that it's got going on. So especially because you don't really, as you can see here, have any like anti-stealth or anything like that. Moving on from there, we have 135 movement speed, top speed of 210, thruster gauge of 70, and turning speed of 69. Going through the parts slots, we have 14, 13, and 16 for close, medium, and long. Has a decent amount of skills, nothing super crazy until we get towards the bottom, but let's start at the top here. For Assault Booster level 2, High Performance Balancer level 1, High Spec Ambec level 2, Force Injector level 2, Maneuver Armor level 2, Melee Combat Controller level 1. Kinda wish they would have given us that third swing, but we have Flight Control Program level 2, Emergency Evade System level 2, so we get 2 rolls out of that. Anti-Blast Stabilizer level 1, Special Wings Cushion level 2, Special left arm equipment buffer, so as you saw when we were over in the equipment set, the shield's not a shield. You do have 30% on that buffer for that part. Active Guard Kai level 2 here, so you know, 70% reduction, you get more attack up after you come out of it. Attack reactions longer to stagger, yada yada yada. So the bigger thing about this is even when negating the guard can be used when stopped or moving. So I think that's mostly just talking about random stuff for when you're actually moving in neutral speed. What I noticed is that when you go into things from boosting, you actually still can't cancel out, which kind of sucks. But we have Pursuit Prevention Attack Program. So an enemy's pursuit is stopped. Attack power is temporarily boosted, while ranged weapon reload time and overheat recovery time are temporarily reduced. So this is one of those situations where they really do want you to midline a fair amount and be a little bit more cooperative with the rest of your group. It's kind of weird that they're making you like a midline ranged like raid in that kind of role. But because you have the ability to do that and really interrupt certain pursuits from supports, there will be times where you will just, you know, do that and then follow into your rifle or whatever, and you will absolutely decimate things. We were hitting a NetX, and it was just like a constant finisher for that thing. Like, it's kind of gross. That being said, I would say that the NetX is one of the more annoying things for this suit to deal with because it has that neutral funnel where you can actually just, you know, do a lot of accumulation with your other weapons while getting just stunned or landing punished by the intervals of that firing overhead. But when you get on it, you get on it. Same as anything, right? Typical kind of raid stuff going on there. We go back out and we check out the enhancement list. A little bit interesting here. So cooling support system, -3% to recovery time on thruster overheat. And I guess, you know, you can say that for pursuit as well as just for the active guard, because that does play into that for the thruster. Complex expansion slot coming early at 690, as well as anti-beam armor reinforcements, so +1 anti-beam here, +1 to strength, range strength here. For the unlockables, we have another 3% to the recovery time for thruster heat, as well as +4 to range strength at the very end for 5190 all total for that. Not too bad. It still blows me away that we got this as an MSV suit. Really cool. I wonder if we're gonna actually get the X2 or X3, if they're actually gonna try to do a raid general and like support situation. So the X2 to my memory has a head that is akin to the Rick Diaz. Most of this is based off the Rick Diaz body as well. And then the X3 has one that's kind of more based on the Nemo. Now they could give them more artistic liberty when it comes to the weapons like they did here. Maybe give the Nemo one a cannon, make it a little bit more supportish. Although I think, what, at this cost, it's already kind of running around anyway. So yeah, I'm a little bit curious. The wiki leaves a lot to be desired in terms of what actual weapons this thing could actually use, and they're already pushing it with the Shrabzuk. So, you know, yammering aside, let's try to get in here, check it out in the practice room, and then we'll get into our match that we recorded as well from our dailies. Anytime now. Come on. Get on in there, I believe. Get it. I wonder if that's really the difference between us like having paint and not having paint for that baseline loading time. I bet you it is. So let's do this. Type advantage suit. 2704 with nothing extra on it. 573 for that, and as I said, 2 bursts worth for that. This is where things, when we first started messing with this, got a little bit silly, because you see we're already here. I would argue that that's already like 150-ish. And as it's getting pushed back, it's still getting stunned. Like, that's kind of crazy. I want to say at this range roundabouts, it's probably not really gonna let us. Okay, hold on. That might be because I moved though. We're gonna wait another shot or so. Oh my god. May also be that it's just not like. Yeah, so like around there, and you see how much it does even at that range. Like, that's still a good amount. Now, obviously, you're still gonna have a hard time with suits that are moving between the spread, the latency, the, you know, getting less pellets on them and all that other stuff. You're gonna have a lot of situations where it feels like it should have stunned them, or that you got ripped off. So, you know, don't be surprised. Try to keep kiting and get some extra burst in with this. I would say that's the one thing about this being a bit of a shame that it doesn't have Vulcans, and I get that it's like a funky prototype version of the Shiki head, so like this one just doesn't have it, but you know, decent amounts on that melee damage. In fact, let's try to just, so the neutral is a stab. Like, you're able to get a good half plus off of somebody with that. But at the end of the day, besides just being able to, you know, do a little bit of extra damage with the block and having the block to begin with, which, by the way, still a hot minute before the landing period happens to where they'll actually let you block, which I think is a little bit irksome. It feels like it's one of those situations where, like, you know, I always say the tackle is the slowest thing that you can do. It's like, oh no, maybe that's actually not so true when you have balancers. At least the slowest thing that you can do defensively at this point now is actually trying to block. Unless you're already in neutral movement, in which case obviously when you're doing that it'll let you, but you're gonna be boosting a lot. There's not gonna be a lot of times where you're gonna consciously slow yourself down to like lessen damage unless you know that you're gonna get back up, because otherwise you're just making sure that the enemy can surround you, and it's not very advantageous at all. So be very mindful and wary of when you do it in certain situations, because, you know, in some situations it'll give you a leg up to be able to like either counter out of or to fire something, because, you know, this does have like a really strong cumulative stun as well as just an instant stun to bust out. But if it looks like no one's really going to come towards you to help out, then don't bother. Just try to keep light. Bust out a roll if you know that you're really at the end of your rope when it comes to boost, and that you're not going to be able to cover enough and recover enough in time to like really bail yourself out. But like otherwise, understand especially like how much that initial action takes from your gauge, and I think that's why a lot of its skills and stuff for the upgrades are pushing more into getting that cooldown a little bit more handled. But this suit in particular, when we go over here to the base, not super crazy for the accumulation, which is a little surprising. I thought the rifle would be a little bit better. Like, that's not too bad, but you can contribute, but you're probably not going to go out of your way to like really lay into this thing too much compared to just fighting stuff on the outside. But that's fine, it's a raid. Typical stuff like that. There's not a lot of suits, even in more expectant, I guess, classes or typings that do it. Like I would expect and really hope that most supports would, but not all supports for sure. But that is the long and short of it. Not a very complicated suit. Definitely seems to work to its advantage, but let us check out one of our rounds. We got two of them. Whichever one we're gonna throw is gonna be right around here. There usually is bear something for Halloween. I changed that. Yeah. Because like around the time that some weird suit, yeah. Not to mention, no, I got goose, how dare you? Oh. Around the time that they did the launch for the NA client, it was actually October, so we were like right in the thick of it. I'd still been playing before that, but
commencing operation.
Yeah, like there's usually a theme in the base camp. We get a weird suit that's kind of close to that. I wonder what they're gonna do now that we have situation battle suits and stuff. And if we're gonna get another PvE something, or if they're gonna wait for it. They might wait for Christmas, to be honest. Let's see what this.
An ally has destroyed an enemy.
Hell yeah.
An ally is requesting support.
Oh lord. Let me guess. Yeah. Answer support, you boo. Amazing. Chasing that guy down.
An ally is requesting support.
Why are you still by yourself? Two got knocked over. Dude, they're already up on the main rifle's a little slow.
Proceed with caution. We lost an ally unit. Taking too much damage. Legs. No. Mobile suits being destroyed.
So we we didn't single out their support. We singled out their raid. And then this is just two others. So like the guy that other duo was chasing was maybe the support, but it looks like they lost.
Destroyed an enemy mobile suit.
It looks like they didn't kill whatever that was. Or like something, maybe the
Beacon captured by the enemy.
the Gallus that we killed early like dropped in on him.
Lost an ally unit.
Why are you here, dude? What are you doing?
Requesting redeployment.
At least just stay out there. Oh my god. No.
Beacon captured by the enemy.
Oh, that's why. There he is. This is a little baby.
An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. Damage detected, but you're alright. You can stay in the fight. Enemy unit destroyed. Beacon capture confirmed. Significant damage detected. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit.
No, get him. Oh boy.
We lost an ally.
And the ally came over here and they're just gonna get our suits for free. Yay!
Enemy fire incoming. Retreat. Requesting redeployment.
Back off.
No.
Nah, you just didn't do anything. You didn't even shoot him. No.
We lost an ally unit.
Oh, it's just five wiggling around for dear life. Oh, and it didn't stun him. Didn't do anything.
Requesting redeployment.
Yeah, you shitting me? Back off.
Enemy unit destroyed. We lost an ally unit. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. Looks like we've got the upper hand for the moment. Enemy unit destroyed.
Where's my baby?
Fire incoming. Pull back.
Is that it? No.
Long range supporting fire incoming.
Man, it's one of these guys.
We lost an ally unit. No good. Supporting fire was off target.
Oh. Oh, there you are. I'm like, what? It's hitting me from where, but that's what it is.
We lost an ally unit. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. Enemy unit destroyed. We lost an ally unit. 2 minutes remaining for the operation. Bases are especially valuable for this mission. We lost an ally unit.
Oh, they're all in that stupid corner. Oh my god.
destroyed an enemy.
A pain, dude.
We lost an allied unit. Significant damage detected. Proceed with caution. Enemy unit destroyed. Taking too much damage. 1 minute remaining.
Oh my god.
Mobile suits been destroyed. We lost an allied unit.
Yeah, because we can't fucking see it, and it can clock us from pretty far while beam defense is like our main
Ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit.
defense on this suit. We have to actually pump in the ballistic to make up the difference. So like right now, without something to really reveal it, it's just I'm fighting everything else. And it's doing okay in fighting everything else, but it's not really its job.
Nice work.
If you're not gonna fucking do them. Oh god. Also, those are annoying. I hate how fast that downswing is. Hate that shit.
Destroyed an enemy mobile suit. The mission has ended. Victory is ours. Thank goodness.
Just number 2 uses ballistic, yeah. Got third again. So yeah, not bad. But not crazy. There's so many other like really strong like got ya kind of suits that are here for raid. So I don't think it'll replace any of them, but like it's a good in-betweener. So that was our run in the X1. Overall, I think both of those rounds that we got, we ended up in 3rd place. This is a very like middling kind of suit. And as you can see, even compared to the other suits that it's dealing with, like the TR5 is very aggressive. Guys running around in the Psycho Zaku are fucking rabid. You know, it's having a hard time with certain suits when it comes to the machinery because of its beam coating resistance. Unless you're really getting in here with this and are lucky, by the way, because sometimes that just isn't hitting it quite right. But again, both this and some of the hassle that we were having with things like the Lodo, like it's the second you actually get on them with the raw damage of the main gun, you are definitely putting in some work. And everything else besides, like, especially when you take advantage of the pursuit assist skill that this has, it's just you and your friends running around shooting the fuck out of stuff and really just doing a lot of damage, which is interesting because in one of the last rounds that I was in when I wasn't in the X1 on my other account, there were 2 of these just kind of running around causing trouble with everybody else, which reminded me a lot of the Sakumi test type Doga at 550, because for a long time, especially when the Perfect Gundam was a thing, and even now, the double Doga comp is very real, because you have 2 suits that have a lot of accumulation, a lot of ranged output that can just walk up the shit and then start swinging afterwards. And this might be a very similar thing for people who aren't very keen on risking the very stumpy range of certain like melee suits like the Psycho Zaku or other things. This might be the thing that they go for. It's a very kind of I don't know kind of raid. A little bit more friendly to people who maybe don't typically play the role. So we'll see if it lasts, if it keeps itself after this first week or so. I'm definitely going to keep playing it. I do think it's pretty nice. And that, as they say, is that. So hopefully for anyone who tries to spin for it, good luck. If you're dealing with it as a support, you know, honestly, I'd say good luck, but also, you know, it might not really be that bad. But until next time, this is Gustav the 13th. I'll talk to y'all in the next one.